Hiya! Welcome! Well, you've seen from the thumbnail and the video title what this is. It's another big old unboxing of loads of goodies from the In Strict Confidence Webstore, along with a couple of things that weren't from there, but of course are to do with ISC. So it must be about 2 months or so back now where I purchased a load of CDs and a DVD and a cassette from the ISC web shop. A lot of them were reduced, as are I think almost everything in here by at least a certain extent. It was mainly albums on CD, ones that haven't been released on vinyl over the course of In Strict Confidence's career. As you also know, it's not too long ago I did see them in concert for the very first time, and I did a kind of vlog, or after the fact vlog, about my experiences at that gig in London. So please check that out on my channel in the various shish playlist. Right then, so I said it wasn't just stuff from the ISC web store today. I've also got a couple of deliveries of ISC CDs from Discogs to show you first. Now there is another one that's still out there. It's from a seller in America, and when I tracked it this morning it was still in customs in Heathrow. I was thinking about waiting and shooting this video when that had come, but this box, the main event, came today and I had some time to do some filming, so that delivery, and there's 2 CDs in that I think. I'll show you that in the next or an upcoming records roundup, which will no doubt be along on the channel in a matter of days. I'll show you the Discogs pickups first before we get the big box open. This one was just one CD from a seller in Sweden. Can't remember the price, but it wasn't much, and there was barely any tax to pay on it, maybe €2, which isn't too bad, along with the price of the CD and the postage of course. And this one is Angel's Anger Overkill. So it's an album, and I really wanted to get all the albums before I started on anything else, and it's basically an early compilation. There might be some stuff on here that's repeated on other CDs that I've had in the past, but it's just one for the collection that I've been looking out for a decent price. As you can see, it's not new, it's pre-owned, so I can quickly open it up and show you the CD and the back of the booklet there. So that's that. Just chuck that out of the way. I've been saving the packaging for these Discogs pickups just so that it reminds me exactly where they're from. So this next one is 3 CDs from a seller in Germany. This came a couple of days ago. Chuck that out of the way. There again, I don't think this was an expensive bundle. I think this seller had quite a good choice, but a lot of the stuff I had already got. So the first one, this is one of the more exciting ones that I picked up that I've been looking out for. It's another album. It's technically a remix album. It's Holy, the Hex Destruction. So I bought the regular Holy album, which I think is from 2000, I believe. I've still not been listening to this group for an awfully long time, full on, so it's difficult for me to remember exact dates of release and things like that. But this came out at some point after the studio album Holy came out, and it's basically the album remixed, the Hex Destruction. I believe Hex is some sort of German, probably German producer, electronic artist, and he was responsible for all the mixes on here. And there is another album in this particular Hex Destruction series, but it's one of the ones that is coming from America that's in customs right now. It will be pre-owned. It's been stuck together with a sticker here. I wonder if I could just quickly get this open just for a little look at the CD. If it's too much of a faff, it doesn't matter. Oh yeah, there we are. I know it looks a bit messy, but I'll take that barcode label off later. Oh, so that's nice. It's got a little card insert. So it comes in this nice metal tin. The CD itself. Don't get many CDs in tins now, do you? You get plenty of steelbooks for Blu-rays, which I suppose is a similar kind of concept. But anyway, that's Holy, the Hex Destruction. Next up is the first single of In Strict Confidence that I've bought. Quite an early single as well. I think this is from the early 2000s. This is Kiss Your Shadow You can tell it's an early one because it's on their old label Bloodline. That's stuck with a label. I'm not going to bother getting these labels off the next two, to be honest. Happy to get that. And finally, from this seller in Germany, this one, now I kind of wish I'd not purchased this one from here, because this was actually a single that was reduced to €1, just €1 at the ISC Webstore. But it doesn't matter. I mean, this was probably about €6 or €7 from this seller, and it's nice to support an independent Discogs seller as well. This is My Despair. I do love this track a lot. By the way, on the Kiss Your Shadow single, there's 5 tracks, so I think it's worth getting these singles because there's always, or almost always, there's an exception, I think, in the big box, but there's almost always plenty of tracks on. In this case, I think there's 7 on there. There's also a CD-ROM video, which kind of dates this a little bit, but that's My Despair. Right then, on to the main event. So I can't remember exactly how much this big bundle cost me. I don't think it was too much, because like I say, most of the stuff in here I think was on a discount. I've already pre-scored where the tape is, just to save a little bit of time, but I've not looked in this, by the way, so we'll look for the first time together. So some nice protective packaging there. Good, I've got an invoice in there, so I can check off that they've given me everything, and it should say the total price as well. Just chuck some of that protective packaging down there. Bit of a look at what's on top, but we'll go through everything one by one. A lot of items here, 12 items, almost all of them are CDs apart from one thing which I think had a massive discount. I think it was reduced from something like €20 to €1, and I had to pick it up even though I wasn't intending to really. But 12 items here, and the total, including €9 in postage, was €61, which for all this stuff, for 12 things, I think's pretty good, coming from Germany, obviously, from the In Strict Confidence shop. Right, I'll just take these off the top one at a time. First one is another single or an EP, but there's a lot on here actually. In fact, it might be 2 discs looking at it. Hurts and Frozen Kisses. So it's got mainly mixes of Hurts on it and Frozen Kisses, but there is some other tracks as well, including, and I believe it is a cover version as well, one I've never heard before, You Spin Me Round. So a cover of the Dead or Alive classic, done by In Strict Confidence. Never heard that before. It's technically a remix, but even so, intrigued to hear that one. Next up, oh no, that's nice. No, I didn't know I was getting that. An autograph from Dennis Osterman. Lovely guy actually. He's very active within his own band's Facebook group, and I've posted YouTube links and things about going to see ISC in the ISC Facebook group, and he always likes or hearts them. It's just nice to see someone in a group, you know, really interacting with the fans in a positive way, and he's sent me that, which I didn't know I was going to get. A Dennis Osterman autograph, looks like a proper one as well, done with a nice shiny silver ink. So that's fantastic. That on the other side, it's got an image of the Hardest Heart. Brilliant. That's a real nice bonus, that, and I wasn't expecting it. Oh, hang on, we've got more. Right, I think he just threw these in, really. Well, say he, it was not necessarily Dennis himself, but we've just got a bunch of art cards here. I'll go through these as quickly as I can, because I wasn't expecting these at all. There we go. These are just one-sided, by the way. Fantastic. Oh, that's double-sided, actually. Some of these are from the Le Parade Monstrous album that I'm always worried that I can't pronounce very well. There's another one. This one looks quite an old picture, as Dennis looks pretty young on it, and he's got kind of dyed hair. Really nice, that. Another one there. Yeah, I'm just trying to get all this sort of bonus stuff out of the way. Now then, I'm wondering actually now if... Oh no, I think it is in there. No, sorry. I thought the thing that had a massive reduction on it, they hadn't included, and maybe they put those in as a replacement, but no, I think I did see it on the bottom. Right then, let me show you something really tiny. Look at that for a small single. Now, people who've been watching my channel for years will have heard this before, or heard a section of it, as it was my intro theme for a long time. It's In Strict Confidence featuring Mellotron, The Sun Always Shines on TV, which of course is a cover of the Aha classic from the mid-80s. Just a tiny little CD single here. Originally this came in like a fancy box set with a sort of TV type thing. I wasn't expecting that mine would, as those things, I don't think they're overly expensive, but they're old now, so they probably just got a surplus of the CDs but not of the box sets left all these years later. That was my intro theme on YouTube for a long time, and also I use that music in my fairly recent 2023 channel promo that's also in my various shish playlist if you haven't seen it yet. That was €2, I think. I'm saying I think, I can just refer to the list, can't I? Probably need my glasses on really. No, that was actually €7. That was probably one of the more expensive things actually. But there's a lot of things on here that are just €1, €2 or €3. And then the most expensive item, which I don't think I've shown you yet, is €9. All of this was basically discounted either a little or a lot. Okay, on we go. Here we go. There's what looks like a standard CD single. And this is Babylon. And it's, I think it says CD1 of a 2 CD set. It does show how many tracks are on it. I think 5 or 6. So there we are. And as I can see the matching one, I'll show you that as well. There's CD2 for Babylon. How many tracks are on here? Looks like about 6 again. Sorry that I'm going through these fairly fast, but you know, I can't really talk about this music an awful lot when it's all brand new, and some of these tracks, obviously some of these singles are off albums that I've heard, and even some that I've heard them play live now. So I am familiar, but there's still bits that I'm discovering. Alright, so this is nice. This one, another single or an EP, and this is, I think technically it's the Promised Land single, but I think they renamed it as an EP, something different. Yeah, I think this is the Where Sun and Moon Unite EP. Yes, it is. I couldn't see the text above In Strict Confidence until I held it a certain way and the light went on it. When Sun and Moon Unite EP, but it's mainly got mixes of Promised Land on it, along with a few other things. They've done so much, and there's so many different mixes and things. I think this was the one that was the most expensive at €9 actually out of this entire box. On we go with another single or EP on CD, Somebody Else's Dream. Great track, love that. That's got 7 tracks on it, including one called The Future, I think that is, that I don't think I've heard before. I may have done, it may be on a compilation or something. Yep, there we go. So moving on, try and get through these fairly quickly. I'm looking forward to showing you the last item that's on the bottom actually, because that was a completely impulsive purchase, but at €1 I couldn't refuse it. There we are, a single called Morpheus. That would be from the Utopia album, because it's got very similar artwork to that album. On there is 8 tracks, so these are very good value. You think of a single, I mean a 7-inch single, unless it's an EP as advertised, is generally going to have 2, maybe if you're lucky 3 tracks on it. An EP, probably 4 at the most, but all of these singles, apart from the little ditty Sun Always Shines, which just has 2 on it, they've got at least I think 4, 5, 6 or more tracks on them. Another one here, Everything Must Change. I'm not really going to speak too much on what I'm picking out here, because I might get a bit samey me saying, oh yeah, another single, yeah, it's got 6, 7 tracks on it. This one is 7. Next we have Engelstaub, another great track there. Nice packaging. See, the packaging differs with quite a lot of these singles, these CD EPs, but all have brilliant artwork on them. That one has 7 tracks on, I think, or it might be 6 plus the CD-ROM video actually. I'm having to hold it at arm's length really, just so I can see. I've got my glasses here, I could stick them on any time really, but we're nearly at the end now, so it seems a bit pointless. Another single that was from Utopia is Tifa. This one has just got different mixes of Tifa on it, from the single version and the extended version to, oh, there's a Combi Christ remix on it. I do know Combi Christ, I quite like them. Yeah, it makes sense that they would remix ISC. Looking forward to that one. I've not really looked at any of the prices of these for a while, have I? That was €2, that, what I just showed you, by the way. Oh, we've got one here in just a card slip case. Nah, I think this is a promo CD. Yes, it is. I remember they had one promo CD up for sale, and I thought, yeah, I'll get it. It's an 8-track promo, technically an EP again, I suppose. This is Hertz Attack. Yeah, interesting to have a promo. I don't really get many of those. Right then, so I think that's it for the CDs, but as I say, there was something I wanted to show you. Now, I kind of wish this was rolled up. That's a bit of a close to what it is. It's been folded, but even so, it was reduced from €20, I think it was, to €1, so they must have a ton of these. And it is a poster, of course. If it'd been rolled up, then it would be suitable to be framed somewhere. Not that I've really got any room to put it up, but I'd have found room, probably in my bedroom, to be honest. But as it's a folded one, which kind of lowers the condition of it, really. I might just stick this up with blue tack somewhere, even as like a temporary thing. I don't know, maybe stick it over Sharticus's head here or something like that. Although, is it bigger than him? Yeah, probably just it is, yeah. So this is actually advertising the Exile Paradise Tour 2006. Didn't really need this, but I always get lured by a massive discount. When it's only an extra euro, I'm spending €60 there anyway. Another one's hardly going to make any difference. Was it a double-sided poster? No, it wasn't. I had to unfold it all again just to check. There we go. Sorry that I'm not really able to show you that particularly effectively. They did play London back in 2006. Doesn't say what venue. I mean, there's loads of venues in Germany there. A couple in Spain, one in Austria, one in France, one in Switzerland. I hope they do come back to the UK sooner rather than later. But there we are. That is an absolutely whopping haul of In Strict Confidence items there. A poster, and I think that's 11 CDs here, all singles or EPs of some description. There's going to be loads of stuff here that I've not listened to before. Hours and hours worth of listening once again. Took me ages to get through that last ISC haul, but I really enjoyed it. And of course, also these albums, well, 2 of them are albums, 2 of them are EPs from Discogs, and there's still a couple more on the way that I'll show you in the next or a future records roundup. So thank you all for watching. If you bared with me on this one, bared, is that right? I don't know. But if you stuck with me for this one, I appreciate it. Thanks a lot. ISC are a big passion of mine these days, as you know. And this will probably be the last real dedicated ISC video now. And anything else that I buy in the future, I'll probably be looking on eBay and Discogs for any gaps to fill regarding the EPs. But they'll be shown in general music collecting videos. But special thanks go, as always, to my wonderful subscribers and my generous patrons. I'm not going to bang on about all the description text box stuff because this video has gone a little longer than I wanted it to. I'll try and edit it down. Thank you again, and do please join me again next time for my next CD and poster, I suppose, collecting video and In Strict Confidence related video. There won't be another one of those, I think, for a long time. Who knows? Never say never. But anyway, I'm gonna go. Cheers, everyone. See ya!